Hi everyone. So just once again, a bit of an online Dvar Torah as part of our connections from the shul leadership. Just hope everyone is well and as safe and as healthy as can be. So as I've done in the previous 2 weeks, I've looked at the name of the Parsha and try to work out some stuff from the name of the Parsha and what it means. And Parashas Tzav, which would be read the Shabbos, unfortunately still in many shuls around the world, if not all shuls around the world, won't be read aloud for communities. Talks about and asks the question based on the Tukei Sichas, asks the question, do we have free choice? Do we really have a free choice? And most people tend to have a view of this to be sort of a yes or no type of a question. In other words, there's either a yes answer or a no answer. But the correct answer is, in fact, that it's yes and no. And why is it yes or no? And that is because our inner core, our souls, are absolutely one with Hashem. There's no doubting that. And you just have to believe that. It just is the way it is. So at the subconscious level, the soul of every Jew wishes to observe all the mitzvahs, wishes to avoid transgressing any of the prohibitions. And there's no real desire to be evil. There's just no other option for your inner being, your inner soul, your inner core. There's just no other option but to do good. However, at the conscious level, where we interact with far more superficial layers of the soul's complex sort of psyche, there's room for both good and evil. And here, the soul's inner desire to observe all the mitzvahs is felt only kind of, if you'd imagine sort of with our mobile phones, when we have a weak signal, we don't get through on the phone, or we're not able to watch a video. There's a weaker signal for the superficial layer, for the conscious level. And so it's the weaker signal is then susceptible to interference from opposing messages, from, I suppose, Yetzer Hara, interference from our animalistic instincts. So at the conscious level, we absolutely possess free choice because we have this balance and the need to make a decision. In general, the Torah speaks to our conscious mind, and we are told to observe all the mitzvahs with full awareness of what we are doing, and we're charged with the Or Lagoyim, the light, bringing light into the nations. We're charged with the responsibility of creating an awareness around spirituality and combining that with our normal daily lives. But at a conscious level, we're absolutely susceptible to be drawn away from the life of holiness, stifled by limitations that the world seems to present. There's always, I'm equally to blame. There's always a reason why tefillin needs to be done later, or why learning Torah is done at a different time, or why I can't attend the shiur because I've got to be at work. Those are classic examples of the clash between the yes and the no, the options that we have available to us. So with most mitzvahs, Hashem tells Moshe and continues to tell Moshe to address the Jewish people, and the terms that are used are daber, speak, or emor, say. Now, while the mitzvahs conveyed using these terms are, of course, obligatory, the more passive and the more indirect sort of mood of the words that we use, say speak or say, generally indicate that the mitzvahs are directed at the superficial layers of the soul, which possess a free choice. So we have this free choice. Now, the Parsha, in contrast to this, uses a more direct imperative term, which is Tzav, which is command, alluding to the type of mitzvah which speaks to the soul's inner core, the inner nature of our soul that does not possess free choice, as we said earlier, and we're simply commanded to obey God's will. And the special mitzvahs that are included in our Parsha are aimed at then helping our inner identity of unquestioning and uninhibited commitment to our faith, to Yiddishkeit, in everyday life. And I think the reason why this kind of interested me today was because obviously we have at this stage very clear instructions from our governments, from world governments, around what we should be doing. And I suppose one can liken our restrictions to mitzvahs under the broad definition of B'kuach HaNefesh. Please stay home. Please only go out when you have to. These are mitzvahs right now. And we have this clear dichotomy where we are getting issued these instructions. We still see many instances around Australia, around the world, where these mitzvahs, these instructions are being ignored, and backpackers and party goers and beach goers are still congregating in numbers that are outside of the instructions. And so these instructions are being issued at our conscious level where we have free choice, and clearly it's being used, but there's a clash with the authorities now as to that can't be used. So we need to be taking these messages into our subconscious, into our inner souls, and we need to understand that these are Tzav, these are commands that are being imposed on us, and we need to observe the restrictions as mitzvahs, as we would observe a mitzvah that is commanded of us to do. And so the lesson here is try your best, I suppose, to take these restrictions and these instructions around these restrictions to your inner being and understand that they are there to encourage us around B'kuach Nefesh, around the sanctity of life, and that we should all, please God, come out of this COVID-19 issue as quickly as possible, get back into our shuls, get back into our community life, and connect with each other, not using Zoom or Blue Jeans or WhatsApp or YouTube, and hopefully this happens sooner than later. So from me, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and I look forward to connecting with the community on virtual Kabbalat Shabbat, and there'll be some more stuff coming out around the upcoming festival of Pesach.